What's going on, guys? My name is Austin. This is the Bodies in Business podcast. And today we're going to talk about the 3 things that you're going to want to do to help yourself stick to a wellness program. Okay. So I know a lot of you have a couple months coming up where, we call it the summertime, the time where you have some time on your hands to take care of yourself and do some fun things. And if you're trying to start a wellness program because you have a lot of time on your hands, these are the 3 areas that you need to focus on when you're trying to do a wellness program. All right. Number 1A actually is to set a goal. The big reason why we want to set a goal is because we need a North Star. We need something that we're looking at to say, this is what I want to try to do. Okay. 1B is going to come up with a doable plan. All right. A doable plan for yourself, whether that's an exercise plan, an eating plan, just an overall wellness plan that you want to stick to. But 1A, set a goal. 1B, get a doable plan, because those go hand in hand, okay? You have to have a doable plan that's going to get you to your wellness goal. Number 2, so 1A, 1B, now we got number 2, progress. You need to be able to show progress along the way. And so you're going to want to document your journey, all right? So document the journey is number 2. Number 3 is you want to have a community or some type of coach there with you that's going to help you through the tough times when you think things aren't going well or you're questioning if you're even doing the right thing. All right, the community and the coach are very important, because a lot of times we start feeling some self-doubt. We start thinking that, man, this is not worth it, or we're not doing all the right things. And you need some type of environment that's going to help you push through those tough times. And then whether it's, a friend, a couple friends, maybe a group of people, or a wellness coach, those are going to be super helpful on your wellness journey. So that's technically 4 things, but the first one we broke up into 2. So let's just get into it. So when you're setting your goal, okay, I like to have a goal that makes sense. And for most people, I would say losing weight is probably the most common wellness goal out there for most people. So when we think about losing weight, what time frame do we have to lose weight? Well, for the summertime, I'm going to say we're giving 2 solid months. All right. So if your summer starts June 15th and it ends, technically probably ends maybe Labor Day, well, we really only have up until August 15th to really stick to a solid routine, solid plan. So we're going to give ourselves 2 months. So that's the time frame. All right. Now, how are we going to measure success? Well, from a wellness standpoint, if measuring success is losing weight, that's 2 months is technically 8 to 9 weeks. So we're going to say 9 weeks. So it's a round number. In 9 weeks, how much weight is viable to lose? Well, from research and, experts, they say losing 1 to 2 pounds a week is pretty normal. It's not, an exact science all the time, but if you aim to lose 1 to 2 pounds a week, that's actually a really good number to shoot for. So on the bottom end, that's 9 pounds in 9 weeks. On the higher end, that's 18 pounds in 9 weeks. Now, I know some people are going to say, man, I lost 5 pounds in the first week, or I lost 10 pounds in the first, month, that type of thing. And that's okay. And some people will lose more weight than others in given circumstances. But research has shown that losing 1 to 2 pounds a week is a healthy amount of weight to lose. So that's what I like to stick to. When I set a goal, I try to understand what is the natural biological thing that's helpful for my body. And if you really want to get into it, there's a podcast on manager tools about setting goals. It's kind of dry, but I like those guys. So go listen to that if you want to get more depth into setting a goal. So we just did MT goals, which is something that is measurable, which is your weight loss, and then timely, which is the 2 months. And that's all you really need. People have SMART goals. People have all these different types of goals, but I really like having it very simple where you're going measurable and timely, those 2 things. Okay. So you set your goal. Now we need to come up with a doable plan. All right. A doable plan means something that you can stick to for the entire 2 months. It doesn't mean it has to stay the same the entire 2 months, but you want to be able to go 60 days with doing something instead of just doing like 2 weeks and then falling off, right? So this is where people kind of, I would say, overshoot the amount of time and effort they can put into a plan when you still have to worry about living your life and taking care of kids or taking care of family members. going out with friends, doing all these other things. Like most people just don't have, 2 months to focus on themselves completely. So that's what I think is why I say come up with a doable plan, is because a lot of times people try to do way too much in the beginning. And then they go, if I can't do it, I use 75 hard as a landmark there, because a lot of people are like, okay, I need to do 75 hard if I really want to hit my goal. And it's like, you don't need to do 75 hard to, hit a wellness goal, but it's up to everyone is their own person. And if you want to do 75 hard, go for it. But I would say start with 30 easy. All right. I like saying 30 easy is because it's doable. It's like, hey, I want to hit my step goal, which is at least 7,000 steps. I want to do a 15-minute HIIT workout, or I want to do a 30-minute strength workout. If you can do one of those 3 things for 30 days, you're on the right track. All right. And we kind of want to break it up too into like manageable segments. So a doable plan, you can break up into a week and then another week, and maybe start with those first 30 days, see how those first 30 days went, and then map out the next 30 days, right? 75 hard, it's like, man, that is a long time to do, the crazy stuff on 75 hard. That's 2.5 months. Okay. And if you did it, awesome. That's great. I'm sure people have done 75 hard and are really, really appreciative that they did it. But for the average person, it's just not very doable. And the reason why I say this is because a lot of times when people try to do too much, they just burn out and they feel like this isn't worth it. And this goes back to, I'll use an example that Valter Longo actually said that the best fasting and safest fasting window that somebody can do is a 12-hour fast. And most people, when they think about fasting, they go, I'm going to try to do 16 and 8. So fast for 16 hours and then eat for that 8-hour window, which is it's not, crazy, but some people try to do 1 meal a day. Going from eating like 3 meals a day or eating throughout the day and then 1 meal, that's pretty dramatic, pretty crazy, because you usually eat multiple meals a day if you're a normal person, and going to eat 1 meal a day is going to be really, really, really tough, especially if you're trying to do 75 hard. If you're trying to do 30 easy, just have that 12-hour window. Okay. And you can eat within that 12-hour window and you can knock off that exercise, and then you're not like overwhelming yourself with too much to do. Okay, so we got our goal. We got to set our goal. We want to lose at least 1 pound a week. We have a doable plan. We're going to do 30 easy from an exercise standpoint. We're going to hit our step goal, which is at least 7,000 steps, or a 15-minute HIIT workout, or 30 minutes of strength training. And now the progress piece, okay? And this is where it's helpful to be able to document in an easy way. I'm going to shout out FlyFit, the app that is for my company, FlyBodies, because I have built FlyFit in a way that it's very easy to document workouts and meals, which are the 2 most important things you probably need to be able to do, is document those 2 things so you know how much energy you're burning and how much energy you're taking in. Those 2 things, very important when you're trying to lose weight. All right. So documenting the journey in FlyFit is taking pictures of your food. Very easy. You don't have to calculate calories if you don't want to, and then also documenting the workouts. And you can duplicate the workouts once you've put them in for the first time if you're going to do same workouts over and over again throughout each week. Daniel Pink talked about a Harvard Business Review in one of the talks he did, and he said that progress is one of the most motivating things people can have in a company when it comes to wanting to get promoted and doing well for the company that they're working for. And that makes so much sense, because let's say in that first week, you lose 2 pounds and you're like, man, all I did was walk, either do a 15-minute workout and then do strength training for 30 minutes. All I did was one of those and I lost 2 pounds in the first week. That's motivating. That's showing progress. And I documented what I was doing. So then you can say, okay, I lost my weight and I documented what I was doing, and I'm going to do it next week. I'm going to do the exact same thing next week and see if it works. And then the next week, maybe you lose 1 pound. So you made progress, right? So it's very important for us to have an easy way to document what we've done, because a lot of times we think back like, how many times did I work out this week? Or how many steps did I get? Did I hit one of those 3 exercise goals each day this week? And you don't know that because we can't even remember what we ate for breakfast yesterday usually, right? There's just so much going on in our brain. We have to have an easy way to document the process in order to show progress. All right. And another really fun thing on the FlyFit app is our streaks feature. Our streaks feature will tell you if you got a workout in or if you got your steps in. All right. So that's another easy, fun feature that you can do. And you don't have to document everything. The most important things are food and exercise. So if you document those two things, that's awesome. Food and exercise. And having a wearable, super helpful for this. All right, because you can always see how many steps you walked in a day. You're not going to always be able to document every single calorie you ate, but when you take a picture, you'll understand if it was a healthy meal or not as healthy meal. All right, so we got set your goal first, come up with a doable plan. If you need a doable plan, we can send you one. And then progress. We need to be able to see progress and document that progress over a long period of time, because progress after a certain amount of time isn't just the weight loss. And that's what I wanted to get into a little bit after we talk about this whole thing. But progress at a certain point, you're not going to be losing a pound or 2 pounds a week, because there's only so much weight you can lose before your body gets to a set point. Okay. So then we want to be able to show progress in different ways. And it's about keeping our streak or hitting our mileage goal and stuff like that. So the last thing, and I'm put number 4 because we did 1A, 1B, 2, and then this is going to be number 3, but the 4th thing technically is to have some kind of community or coach or wellness coach for support, because there's going to be times when you don't want to work out or you don't want to eat super healthy, and that's not a bad thing. That's not the end of the world, but occasionally you're going to have a piece of cake or a cookie, or you're going to eat a meal that wasn't the healthiest, and that's okay. That's fine. You're going to just need that community or coach to be there to say, you know what, get back on that horse and let's go for a ride. Let's go. And that's, kind of cringy, but it helps. It helps tremendously having some type of accountability that's not just FlyFit, to help you talk yourself through, hey, I need to get back on this horse and let's go. Because there will be a point when in the back of your mind, you're just like, oh man, I haven't lost any weight in these past 2 weeks. Am I doing something wrong? Am I doing something, I need to change something up? Am I doing something right? I just need to stay on the course. That's when having a community or a coach is super beneficial. And James Clear actually talks about this with Mel Robbins in her podcast. And he says, man, I could do a whole book, maybe an even bigger section in my book, Atomic Habits, on environment. Because your coach, your community, and your friends are going to be the ones that are going to help you push through when times get tough. And when your program is like, man, I'm kind of hitting a little barrier. I've lost like 5 pounds. It's been 4 weeks. And, I haven't really lost that much. I've only lost a half a pound last week and a half a pound the week before. You're going to want someone there to be able to be like, all right, just keep the course. I'm doing it too. Just stay the course. That would be super helpful. All right. You are the 5 people you hang around with most. And if you have 5 people doing this with you and, 3 people are like, oh, I'm losing weight, I'm doing a great job, and the other 2 are like, it's not working for me, then you'll have a big group like coming to the consensus. We're all going to do this for 2 months. All right. 2 months sounds like a long time, might sound like a short time for some people, but you can do a lot in 2 months. It's crazy how much progress you can make in 2 months. So that's it, guys. I just want you to know, like, if you need a plan or a program, I can send you one. That is the benefit of having FlyFit, is that you can just go in, you can see your workout, you can follow along in a video, or just it says like step goal. You can know what you're going to do. And so then that takes the thinking process out of the equation. And then from an eating standpoint, taking pictures of your food will allow you to see, like, you're going to want to take pictures of the good food that you're eating. And then you're not going to want to take pictures of the bad food you're eating sometimes, because you're like, I got to still take pictures, right? I still do that. It's like, oh man, do I really want to take a picture of this, piece of cake that I'm eating? Yeah, that's part of the process. You want to know that, yes, you can have cake and still lose weight and still do these things. It's a matter of staying consistent and being able to show yourself, hey, I'm making progress in these areas. All right. So we'll go through it one more time. If I haven't beat the dead horse enough, set a goal, use the MT goals to do that. It's measurable and timely. And the shorter that you can make that measurable and timely goal, you can have a big overarching goal for the 2 months. But if you can shrink that down to a daily goal, which is hitting your step goal, or a weekly goal of saying like, I want to lose 1 pound a week, or I want to work out, I want to do 2 strength training workouts. That's when it becomes more manageable, measurable and timely. That's what you want the MT goals to be. Set your goal, and then doable plan. We want to be able to see progress, and we want to be able to show progress. And then the last one is community and coach to support. So that's that, guys. That's all I got. If you need help with any of those areas, or if you want help, setting a goal, getting a plan, or help with FlyFit, I'm here. Or if you want to coach, I'm happy to help you coach. And we're going to have a community this summer educators and just people in general. We'll do some challenges. We'll do all these things. If you want to join that, feel free to reach out. I'm happy to help. And yeah, hopefully this was a good year for you. So far, going into summer, it should be fun. Should be a lot of, I don't know. Now I'm just dragging on, guys. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to let you guys go on and conquer. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Get after it.